Did you know that if we were to harness the energy from a pulsar, we'd be able to power the Earth for millions of years? I'm Cooper, and this is Project Reach for Tomorrow. So last week I talked about Mars, our terrestrial neighbor. So this week we're going to be going back close to Earth. We're actually going to be talking about energy sources. So our civilization runs on electricity. We need it to power our transportation, the heating in our homes, our cell phones, our Wi-Fi, the way that we connect. Everything basically runs on electricity. If we didn't have it, I don't know, a lot of us would be dead in the water. So we're going to talk about the two different types that there are. So there are renewable energy sources and there are non-renewable energy sources. So let's talk about non-renewable energy sources. They are the worst. There's three main types. There's coal, oil, and natural gas. And those are the main big ones that we use. And so basically all of these, what they do is they're used to heat. We heat them up. For example, we burn coal to a really high temperature because coal gets really hot. And then we boil water with that, and the steam given off of that is used to turn a turbine, which generates electricity. Same thing for natural gas. Oil, the same kind of thing. We use it for heating in our homes. We use it for generating electricity as well as for our transportation for our cars. Really inefficient because all of these really have really bad effects on the environment. We drill, we mine for it, we leave it in total ruin. The environment's just really bad afterwards, and it releases a lot of CO2, especially when we burn coal. It's really bad. It releases a lot of CO2 into the environment. If you believe in global warming or not, I'm not going to argue with you about that, but you can't say that what we're doing currently to our Earth is in any way good with non-renewables. So that's why we want to move on to renewable energy sources. Renewable energy sources include solar panels, wind energy, hydroelectricity. So those are the main ones, really. Probably solar panels obviously are the main top one in that category. But all of these are really good because with renewables and non-renewables, the difference is non-renewables, you can't get it back. So you burn a piece of coal, once you've burned it up, that turns to CO2, that goes into the atmosphere, it's lost. You can't just take that piece of coal and keep heating it up for years and years and years. It's gone. Once it's gone, you have to go and dig more out and use more. With renewables, you get to keep using them. Solar panels, you can just keep using them. You know, it's sunny for one day, you put it outside, it charges your house or charges your batteries, whatever. And so renewables are great. Wind electricity is great, except you need wind for it. So when it's not windy out, you're not generating a whole lot of electricity. But when it's a windy day, you're generating electricity. Hydroelectricity, we use them for dams like Hoover Dam. We have these huge turbines inside and the water is focused into an area. The water goes through there, turns a turbine, starts generating electricity. So that's hydroelectricity. So let's talk about some of the future of renewable energy sources. So the first one this is the most coming soon type of energy source, and that would be using the ocean's power to generate electricity. So the ocean is always in motion. It's always going. It's got waves, it's got currents, it's moving back and forth. So one idea, for example, is this huge flap that you put in the water deep down, and it uses the ocean's current to go back and forth, back and forth. That then creates water pressure, which turns a turbine. Great idea. Another one in Australia is to put it under the water, and as the ocean goes back and forth, depending on tides and everything, generates electricity. That's a great idea. That's coming up sooner and sooner as we speak. So let's go on to our next topic. Our next idea would be solar roofways and solar windows. Solar windows pretty cool. We take graphene, which is graphite, but an atom thick. It generates electricity extremely well. It's very thin though. It's hard to make. It's something that's coming up in the next couple of years, but we don't know how possible it's going to be. It's going to be expensive to do. But if we can actually commercialize this and do it properly, we could actually have solar windows. Solar windows would be pretty amazing. So every window that's in every city in New York, any major city, we could put them in any building, generating electricity all the time. Same thing as solar roofways. Solar roofways, any house that has a roof on it, we could put solar tiles on it, generating electricity. Perfect. That's something that would be extremely efficient, extremely well, because the sun's just giving us free energy. The wind's going, free energy right there. Water's moving, free energy. It's just being wasted right now. Let's go on to another one, geothermal. Geothermal is using the Earth's heat that it has below its crust to generate electricity. So that would be putting water onto this magma and this hot stuff, generating steam, turning a turbine. That happened in Iceland a couple of years ago. They dug into a pocket, they poured water onto it, created steam, it generated a huge amount of electricity. Great thing. If we can commercialize that and turn that into something big, that would be perfect. Free energy again. Let's kind of go on to a more kind of crazy one. Kind of cool though, but it's I don't know how possible it really is in the next couple of years, but it's definitely possible. That would be creating huge solar space arrays. So huge solar panels in space that are able to direct energy from the sun onto them, and then we can use them to send energy down to Earth. So a lot of energy is actually lost through our atmosphere when the photons going through, and different energy is lost through that. So if we can get it the most efficient way in space, that's perfect. The only thing is it's going to be expensive. These are really expensive to get stuff up to space, but we're hopefully going to change that. So the last one that we're going to talk about is the Holy Grail of energy sources. This one is nuclear fusion. You've probably heard of it in sci-fi films. It is something that everybody really wants. It is a limitless amount of energy that is clean. It creates no radioactive waste. It is just awesome. The only thing is it's what the sun does, so it's extremely hot. Basically, it's fusing atoms together, that creates a huge amount of heat and energy given off. So if we can turn that into a way to commercialize that, again, we will have a limitless amount. It is a clean energy. It's way different from fission. Fission is taking atoms and breaking them apart, creates energy. It's not that efficient though. So fusion is the key. That's what we really want right now. So let's talk about something that's kind of cool. We're going to talk about space. So how does this apply to space? So it applies really a lot, nuclear fusion especially. So if we can have nuclear fusion rockets, that would be amazing. Current rockets are extremely expensive and inefficient. So it takes about 300 days to get to Mars from Earth when they're closest. 50 million kilometers apart. That's when it's closest every 2 years. It takes 300 days to get to Mars though. That's a long journey, a really long journey. Replace that with nuclear fusion rockets, we get there in 30 days. Time is shortened so much. So that's why we want nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion is the Holy Grail again. And we're going to need nuclear fusion reactors for our spacecrafts, for our space stations. All of this comes into play. Energy sources are key to human existence. And if we want to keep expanding and going out there to power our ships, to power our instruments, to power probes, anything like that, we're going to need a good energy source. Solar panels, of course, we can have it on there, but we want the most efficient thing possible. So yes, this is energy sources. I talked a bit about them. I didn't go into full detail. If you want me to go into detail about a certain subject, let me know. But I'm going to be talking about some space stuff in our next video. I'm going to be talking about some stuff such as pulsars, supernovas, different stuff. Explain some of that because some of you don't know what that actually is. It's really cool and freaky, weird stuff though. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe and share it to everybody you know. This channel is going to be dedicated to actually making this stuff possible, so let's make this happen. Let's bring on human advancement, let's bring on space travel, let's bring on all of this stuff. So, with that being said, I'll see you for the next video, and I'm tuning out.